although there's been a lot of debate in terms of who we want between Sesko and Gyökeres, I feel like there is a divide. Sorry, I feel like there is no divide in terms of the player that we are currently linked with in Madueke. I don't think anyone really on this table is the biggest fan of that signing. So it
only depends on if we get Rodrigo. I don't care even how much we spend, as long as we're getting what we need first, because he's not what we need. Yes. So as long as we're getting what we need first, or we're guaranteed to get what we need by the end of the window, couldn't care less if we get Madueke. He's 23 years old. Arteta can get the best out of a lot of players. He's got a tune out of Kai Havertz, who looked like a written-off footballer at Chelsea. So at the end of the day, Madueke, he's not a write-off, but like I said, he's definitely not league-winning level now. Yeah. So I'm not really.
To be fair, you did say. Sorry. So you did say about how it's not something that we need. We've been crying out for a backup winger for Saka for years.
Okay, yeah. But we've got Ethan Ranieri, who can play on the right, and he can play midfield. Ethan Ranieri is never going to be starting over Odegaard or possibly Eze. Ever. He's never going to be starting in the 10 position over an Odegaard or Eze. So he's basically right winger depth anyway. He's also centre mid depth, but he's always going to be an option for the right hand side if Saka's not there. But like I said, at the end of the day, that'd be great if we got Madueke on top of Rodrigo, Eze, Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Kepa, Norgard. Like if we got him on top of them, insane, brilliant. I couldn't care less. Brilliant. But no, if he's the option we're going for instead of a Rodrigo, because we're trying to play the cheap game, it's not worth it.
I just wanted to say, you say play the cheap game. Rodrigo's reported to be around £20 million more than Madueke, right? 70 odd million, Madueke is 50 odd million.
Yeah.
Tell me how it doesn't make sense by going for Rodrigo.
100% makes
the
sense.
Better player, the player who's proven to play on the right and the left, so he gives that Saka depth and he gives you that X factor on the left winger.
100%.
Madueke doesn't make sense to me. It only makes sense if we sign Madueke and Rodrigo, but we support Arsenal, guys. We're not doing that. It's dreamland for us to sign both wingers and Eze on top of it and a striker.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. So in my head, I'm thinking you get Rodrigo, you get Gyökeres, and you maybe get Eze as well. That's a good window.
I'm worried that the Eze stuff's going quiet, because it seemed like it was really heating up at the start of the week, and now we're on Sunday recording this, and it's not done. We've had no advances since Tuesday. So.
I do believe that's how Better moves, though. He does the personal terms thing with everyone that's linked to Arsenal at all.
I've heard about it. So Atletico says he does like many signings at once. He's getting them all done at once, and then it brings down value, because it's almost like you're not as for example, Real Madrid seeing that we're in for Madueke, if the idea is that he's going to be leaving Real Madrid. So if Real Madrid are seeing that we're moving for Madueke, they might be thinking, oh, okay, all of a sudden Arsenal might not need him. Who's going to pay us 90 million for this guy? Let's actually maybe we need to lower the price. Let's actually get moving with these negotiations and not mess Arsenal about. So.
Wasn't in theory like the Madueke?
No, do you see with me with Madueke? I think he has qualities that we don't have in the squad.
I think Arteta can get more out of him than what Chelsea's managing Maresca.
But I just do believe, because of the allocation of money, if it's 50 million for me, the best I think we can get is definitely. I think 35 is the lowest we can go with Chelsea and how they do things, because obviously they've got 65 million for Havertz, mate. Like how
70 million for Mason Mount.
I just can't believe it. So what I'm trying to say is he's got the qualities that some that we actually just don't have in terms of carrying. Like honestly, carrying the ball from end to end, he can definitely do it, bro. The crosses, I think. They're not on Saka's level, but he can definitely do those Saka kind of crosses where he cuts inside and just whips the ball into the box and hope something happens.
Maybe Gyökeres can't head the ball.
He can't. So I'm hoping.
What's Madueke going to be doing?
We'll have box crushing Marino, box crushing Havertz right there to save us.
But
and Gabriel.
Madueke can shoot. He can shoot the ball.
Creates chances for himself as well.
Madueke gets the ball in the box and he will try and shoot.
Yeah.
So
that's not bad.
I think 35 million for a backup. If we were going more, we have Noni right
there.
The
only thing is, to end on that, is the fact that, bearing in mind, Chelsea spent 35 million to sign him, so they are going to want to. And bearing in mind, he's on like one of them stupid 7, 8, 9 year.
Yeah, but they get silly money for people. They are crooks. Have you seen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The goalkeeper they loaned off to France for the last year?
Yeah,
just went to Sunderland for 25 million.
Yeah,
unreal. But apparently he was really good.
Apparently he was really good.
How are Sunderland finding the money to give Chelsea 25 million for their backup goalkeeper? We just got Kepa for 5. How have Sunderland got? You know what I mean? How are they getting this money? There's something going on that we're not seeing.
We do that as well. How did they finesse 65 million pounds for Kai Havertz?
Yeah,
like. Even now, if we sign Madueke,
Madueke,
it's probably going to have to be 50 million. And that's the issue I have with giving Madueke to Chelsea, by the way. We're giving them money to spend on potentially better players.
Yeah, no,
that's a
100%.
rival.
Yeah, no.
Why are we giving them money? That's the issue.
This whole thing pisses me off. I'm gonna go on like a tangent about this whole Arsenal Chelsea thing. It needs to end now, bro. I'm sick and tired. I don't care. You even trying to tell me about Kappa 5 million? He's from Chelsea, bro. Like what?
No, Kepa's a backup goalkeeper. I couldn't care less.
But did we just forget about rivalry though?
No, but he's a high standard backup goalkeeper. Kepa's a very high standard backup goalkeeper, and as long as he knows he's going to be the backup goalkeeper, it's not going to become an issue. Then that's a backup keeper we could have for 2 to 3 years before he maybe thinks, okay, I fancy playing some football again. But in the meantime, he's going to get a decent paycheck. He's of good quality, and Rye won't have to play every single game.
And the thing is with Chelsea as well, those guys kind of talent hoard like a lot. So they buy a lot of talents that we were in for before they bought them, and right, guys, like
just keeping the shackles.
Like if they're not going to get the game time at Chelsea that they thought they would get, which is quite stupid from their agents, but the agents want the money, so yeah, go get it. But if we're back in for them, I'm sorry, but I'd like to take them back.
You saying that with the Chelsea going to Chelsea or coming to Arsenal for game time, lack of game time. Ethan Ranieri apparently rumoured for Chelsea, so Chelsea are after him. How much would you sell him for though? Because I'm in the boat that I actually would sell him. I just wouldn't like to sell him to Chelsea, but I would sell Ethan Ranieri for the right price. Because at the end of the day, in an ideal world, we keep him. Obviously, like great talent, he's young, XYZ. But at the end of the day, we can't bring in all of these signings that we want, and we can't keep dreaming of all of these players and this amazing window if we're not going to let anyone go for any kind of good, decent price. So, because at the minute, what have we sold?
No, yeah, that's true. Like, when it comes to when it comes to being a selling club, we are terrible. Like when you look at, for example, even the Zinchenko thing, he's apparently rumored to go to Fulham for 8 million. We signed him for 35.
8?
Yes, that's what I saw.
Yeah. He's actually good. I'd actually keep him. He's actually good player.
Yeah, he's decent.
He's actually a good midfielder, not a left back.
He's a 4 to 5 time Premier League champion, and we're selling for 8 mil. If he was at Chelsea,
how old is Zinchenko? Zinchenko's
29.
He's 26, 27 by the way.
27. Like.
If he was at Chelsea,
that's an insane signing by Fulham. If they get him for less than 10 million,
if he was at Chelsea, they sell him for at least 30 million. So like we have never been that selling club. However, with Ranieri, there's more to that. First of all, he's 18. It's the potential.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at 70 plus.
He's got over like 10, 15 goal contributions in his breakout season for Arsenal. He can, as you said, has the versatility to play on the right, play in the middle. That guy is generational. I will not take any money for him.
And the problem,
200 million maybe.
The problem with trying to sell him for the prices you're mentioning, the guy's got 1 year left on his contract. We're still going to need to renew him anyway. So I think renewing him is the priority. Obviously you said you wouldn't mind selling him for the 70 millions and whatnot because of all the depth that we have, and I think that's a problem with Arsenal because they've just watched what happened this season where every single one of our players went down and we had nobody to bring them up, and they think no, we've got to super-proof the squad. And I think the super-proofing it too much. Like there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be like.
But you said Dylan, by the way, in terms of selling players, Martinelli. What were we saying about him?
73 million.
What was that? Was that the Al Nassr? Al
Nassr, 73 million.
It's whether or not he would want to go to Al Nassr, though, is it? I don't think Arsenal would think twice about letting him go for that kind of money. I genuinely don't think a single plus Arsenal would think twice. But I believe Martinelli has the ambition to stay in Europe, so I don't think he would go to Saudi. But then even if he was going to Europe, I mean, there was obviously Bayern may be interested, but
I think Barcelona were also interested.
I don't know what they're seeing. They've got Rafinha and Yamal on the wings. Like I don't know what they're seeing in Martinelli, but if we could get him gone for above 45, above 50 to a European club, I mean, we would have made what did he cost us? 6 million.
6 million.
7 million.
It's a good deal.
Be a high sell player as well. but yeah, that's bad. But so we're all in agreement then that you'd rather sell Martinelli than Trossard, for example.
100%.
There's more value in Martinelli though. But Trossard's the kind of guy who would actually go to Saudi, so we could get some money out of him.
I think they came
Trossard's
in
kind of washed.
I still think Trossard's got a little bit about him.
He's obviously still got a bit about him. He could definitely function in if he was at an Everton, I still think he picks up close to 10 goals a season, even in a team that's a lot poorer than Arsenal. But I think Trossard is the kind of player who you would catch going to Saudi at the age he is right now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whereas Martinelli, like you said, his ambition and his age, I don't think he'd go to Saudi. And we could, even if we sent Trossard there, we could still get about 30 to 40 from a Saudi club.
But we also do need to realise it is World Cup year, and if Arsenal do go ahead and sign Rodrygo, Martinelli is going to be back up to his Brazilian rival, basically.
Yeah, true.
So
same position.
Kind of the thing is, like, we do know Martinelli can start for Brazil because Carlo Ancelotti has already started him as a striker. So Martinelli is going to want to prove himself to Ancelotti this season and say, "Yo, I can start." So the Saudi thing, he's going to play for Al Nassr, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo and that. But he's not going to prove himself to Ancelotti there, 100%. And Bayern, if Bayern do grab him, and you get me 60
Well, they've just
million.
let go of Sane, haven't they?
Yeah.
So they're probably looking at Sane.
And Kingsley Coman, I can't lie, he's not that guy, bro.
Hey, you saw the way he was moving the other day.
Oh my god, did you see that run he did? Who was it? Was it against Blocker?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh my
yeah.
god, he ran through about 4 people, switched the ball, and then someone messed it up. I think it was Elise.
Even against PSG, he was causing Hakimi nightmares.
I've been
what
watching
he's
too
had.
much of the Club World Cup, but I watched that game because I was up. And yeah, I think it was Elise that completely messed it up, just bowled the whole thing. But he did an insane run. It would have caught a lot more people's eyes if it had ended up in a goal.
Guys, I don't think we should get too excited over that. I think Kingsley Coman.
Oh yeah, he's finished. Forget about Coman.
Yeah, Martinelli's 24 years of age, entering prime years soon. Played in the Premier League already. He's got the physicality.
But is age ever going to teach that boy to play with his head up? That's my problem.
No.
Like, we can talk about entering prime, but I don't think any prime is going to make his head look at the people around him, because there's been so many moments in an Arsenal shirt. Like, Spurs away last season was one, like an example in itself, when he's got the ball, he's thrown goal and he's hit it straight at Vicario in the same way he hit it straight at Donnarumma. He's lost a touch on his finishing. He used to really be able to find the corners. Now he just seems to always ending up in the goalkeeper's hands, and like, he just doesn't have the vision. Both of those, the Tottenham one, there's Saka's right there for a tap in, and he's just rolled it straight into Vicario's hands, and he just doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
I think that's more of, so for example, the 22-23 season, it was more instinct, like just get in the box and you get me, just put the ball in the back of the net somewhere. Now Arteta's pushed him on the touchline where he has to think with his brain, and I don't think players like him crazy, but I don't think I don't think players like him should be using their brain in the sense where I have to try something creative. Like, for example, you know the skill he did at Nottingham Forest, where the first game of the season where he's like done the free roulette or something.
Yeah, he didn't.
I'm like,
do you think he meant that?
I think he was trying
done the
to
roulette,
do
but he
something.
didn't mean to backheel it to Nketiah.
Yeah, to
He
Nketiah.
meant to do the roulette and have the ball, but he ended up backheeling it on the roulette.
And I'm like, Arteta's made him think, and he shouldn't be thinking. And I think when he goes to Bayern Munich,
We're actually we're babying
not
him.
think.
We're babying him.
he shouldn't be
It's actually
thinking. He
silly.
should literally just be shooting the ball, get into the box and shooting the ball somewhere. And he normally finishes when he does that.
But listen, you're talking about Martinelli, yeah? Listen, let's not lie, yeah? And this isn't ridiculous, by the way, when I say this. Rodrygo has Martinelli stats. Like, he's got 6 goals and 5 assists in 30 games in La Liga.
It's
Out of
not
position, out of
impressive
position.
at all.
He's out. Okay, first of all, so he's out of position. He's not consistently getting the game time, and obviously we
And
have
he actually-
seen
no,
the
but no,
quality
no,
that he can show.
No, but he creates problems. Martinelli doesn't create problems anymore. Like, he can from time to time.
I'm saying it's like he's 30, you know.
No,
like.
but Rodrigo might beat his man, and like Rodrigo can beat his man. Martinelli, like, the amount of times I've watched that clip of him against Ipswich where he's like touched the ball twice and then just basically had a scrap with the ball. Like, it's tough to watch at this stage. Rodrigo is going to bring us up the pitch. Number one, he's going to be playing on the left where he can be more direct as a right footer, which he hasn't been able to have the chance to do so much at Real Madrid. Being a right footer, he's going to be so much more direct. He's going to find himself in so many more goal scoring opportunities, and he's pretty decent on both feet. So.
Yeah.
I don't really see any kind of comparison. The
yeah.
numbers are similar, but I think we're going to get so much more out of Rodrigo than we would out of a Martinelli.
100%.
I mean, I was just going to put it out. I think Rodrigo's best season is 29 goals and assists in 50 games.
That's not bad.
Which isn't bad.
That's quite
when
good.
you think about it. It was a
We're not looking at a
goal
striker here. That's a
contribution.
winger. That's someone.
Yeah,
who's
that's
out
a goal
wide.
contribution every other game for a
Yeah,
winger.
if that was a striker, so that's more numbers than Sesko, and he's playing on the wing. So
proven in Champions League, steps up
proven
in
in
big
Champions
games. That's
League,
something we lack
late
in our
break
team as
against
well.
He's a
Man City to
winner.
catch up.
Wins.
He's a winner. He is a winner. He will bring winning to Arsenal Football Club. So I don't see the logic.
And finally, just to wrap up, we did speak about it a bit briefly, but we're talking about winners. I mean, Abere Eze, we were speaking about it in terms of...
Mate,
Like,
Aubameyang
it
in
has gone
2020,
forward.
he went and did the same thing.
Yeah.
Scored in the semi-final and the final,
But
won it for them.
scored in the quarterfinal as well, Eze.
you
Like,
go.
he's been... Like, and there was a lot of talk. I remember I made a video on my TikTok, what did Dino Michigan go for me?
Hey, plug it.
But basically, I made a video earlier saying that I don't think that Eze has the mentality the way Elise did. That's why Elise got the move and Eze didn't. But this season, he has completely not only proven me wrong, but he's shown that different side to him where he can carry a team. And he's carried a team to glory. A team like Crystal Palace, by the way, with all due respect.
Honestly.
To win an FA Cup is insane. And the reported money, £60 million, for a guy in his
And they're
prime.
willing to take it in 3 installments.
yeah.
Yeah, willing to take
20
it in 3
million.
installments.
Like, this is the biggest no-brainer.
We've needed a number 10.
Yeah.
So,
Homegrown, former
you know what I mean?
Arsenal player.
Yeah.
In his prime
loves
years,
Arsenal as well.
Premier
Wants to
League
play for
proven.
Arsenal.
I think that's a no-brainer. So if we get, for example, Gyökeres, Madueke, Eze, Rodrygo, Kepa, Norgard, Mosquera. That is a 10 out of 10 window.
Zubimendi as well.
But guys, that's
Zubimendi.
But that's the issue.
It's
That's
already been
a
announced.
300 million plus spends. transfer
It's
window.
not our money.
So who's got
No,
to go?
it's not our money.
So this is what I'm trying to
But
tell
we've
you.
got stingy
Someone's
owners.
got
We
to
need
go.
to sell. Exactly.
Someone's got to go.
We need to sell. And the thing is,
Who's
are
going?
we going to sell anyone?
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Okay. So out of that forward line, yeah,
Give me
Martinelli.
two. Alright, cool. All three. Go around the table. Give me 2 players right now that you think have some value that you would get rid of.
that's
Okay,
easy for me.
all right, cool. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
okay.
Two players. Two players. If they
No,
gotta
no,
go, they gotta go.
okay, so players that will go. Kyrgios had a very good season, so we upped his price tag. He can go for like 40 million.
He's not gonna go. I promise you, he's gonna.
I'm just saying, like,
You would sell.
if I would sell him 40 million, for example. Honestly, this might be ridiculous, but give it a year, probably sell Mika Marino,
I
definitely.
knew you were going to say that.
I'm just never been the biggest fan of him. I love him now because of like what he did playing striker and how clutch he was for us, but he's not a midfielder. We've seen him play, bro. The guy's a slug. With all due respect, Marino for me has to go. Zinchenko, I don't mind if we sell him as squad depth, for example. Even like it might sound crazy, but even like a Ben White, if we get a good deal
I don't
for
think
him,
that happens.
if we get a good deal for him, like 30-40 million, then yes, cash in, for example. Even like a Jesus, like if he's not coming back firing after that injury, get him gone. Martinelli, same.
We're not gonna get much.
We're not
for
gonna
Jesus.
get much.
We're not going to get much for
Right.
Jesus, but it's just a matter of the wages as well. Jesus is on a
He's
shit
so
ton
good.
of money.
265k, I think.
He's so good. I love Jesus.
He's an unreal footballer.
But he
I
just
love
him
can't
so
play. He can't play, man. But listen, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. This was the Arsenal episode. If we are able to get all of those guys in, it's an insane window, man.
Yeah.
But listen, make sure you guys tap in Cannon Fodder Pod. We are here to stay on YouTube.
Please, please.
Yeah?
Help us
Cannon
out,
Fodder
man.
on all social media platforms. Our ads are going to be somewhere down here as well. You man can all drop us all a follow as well. That's the first episode done. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Love.